If you're looking for a mass vaccination event in Kansas City, you won't find it at Arrowhead Stadium, where the Chiefs play. You won't find it at Kauffman Stadium next door, home of the Kansas City Royals. And you won't even find it at the T-Mobile Center downtown. In a city of almost 500,000, there are plenty of places to give lots of people shots. But that has not happened. On this day, the closest mass vaccination site is an hour and a half away at the state fairgrounds in Sedalia. Population, 22,000.
I'm good. Stick all you want.
People who were able, who had the time, they made the drive.
We're lucky enough to be able to have a tank of gas to drive down here from Lee Summit.
And a reliable car.
To be able to take time off work. So this is actually a financial hardship for a lot of people that even if they could get in line here, they can't get here. And that's just depressing.
Yeah.
It's been a depressing journey for many in Missouri on the hunt for vaccine.
The county and 3 hospitals.
I think I signed up for around 10 different waiting lists.
At least 5.
50 different states plus territories. 50 different ways of getting out a vaccine. In some states like West Virginia, it's going well, with lots of vaccine and lots of shots happening fast, but not in Missouri.
It's incredibly frustrating. It's pissed off a lot of people, including myself.
The problem here is where COVID-19 vaccines are seemingly going, to rural places and not big cities like Kansas City. A vaccination gap.
There are significant vaccine deserts here, huge vaccine deserts here.
Mayor Quinton Lucas is so frustrated, he's written a letter to FEMA asking for federal intervention. Mass vaccination clinics put on by the government.
Why has there not been? You'd have to ask somebody in our state capital that. I'm disappointed that there hasn't been. I think the public would get some real peace from it.
Missouri is doling out vaccine by State Highway Patrol District. The greater Kansas City region makes up 13 counties, Region A, seen here in purple. 13 counties, all scrambling for a limited amount of vaccine. Kansas City says it's not getting its fair share just based on population. The county health department says it could do 7,000 shots a week, but that 13-county region isn't even getting that much. The state is relying on hospitals to do most of the vaccinations, but that may be the problem.
Anybody who knows anything ever about healthcare knows that lots of people don't have a hospital relationship.
People may not go to a hospital for years unless it's an emergency. The mayor says the setup favors the more well-off who have doctors that are part of a hospital system. When the coronavirus came to Kansas City last year, it stressed Kansas City. The fire department had 3 of its members die from the virus. Now the city is seeing numbers fall, even with the slow rollout of shots.
We have plenty of vaccinated healthcare workers ready to give doses. What we need right now is vaccine. That's what we need. Pretty much any inner city in the states right now, that's what we need. We need vaccine.
In Missouri, the search for vaccine has residents setting up Facebook groups or creating a Twitter page to help in the hunt.
So I'm communicating with folks who contact my office, as well as through my weekly newsletter, all of the avenues and lists they have to sign up for. This week, it's up to 11 different lists, as well as 2 phone numbers.
Patty Lewis is a state legislator from Kansas City. She's also worked as a nurse. Here, she's reading an email from a 78-year-old constituent.
Since the vaccines are now going to older people, driving long distances is not a good idea. I hope you're able to somehow convince the governor to increase the doses in Kansas City. Thank you for all you're doing.
Republican Governor Mike Parson says vaccine distribution is equitable, everything balancing out across the state.
The idea, because I come from rural Missouri and there's some magical divide that I'm taking care of rural Missouri any more than I am urban area, is totally false.
A month later, the governor promised more to help the cities.
We will begin transitioning mass vaccination teams to accommodate more events in Region A, which is the Kansas City region, and Region C in the St. Louis region.
Back in rural Missouri, at the fairgrounds in Sedalia, Consuelo and Michael Orison drove more than 60 miles from Oak Grove, at the edge of Kansas City.
I feel like it's really been slow because I started doing these applications in January, the end of January, and it's been slow, and we're just happy that we can get it.
We're happy to be here.
At some vaccination events in rural Missouri, not all the doses are getting used, suggesting a gap between supply and demand. The next day, on the east side of Kansas City,
what's your first name?
there's plenty of supply and demand at this smaller vaccination event at the Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church. It's an oasis in a vaccine desert. For people like 63-year-old Larry Smith, there's one word.
Blessed that I got in when I was able to get in.
All right, so relax.
A local nonprofit and the Missouri National Guard are running the effort.
Awesome.
Almost 6,000 vaccinated here over a series of weeks.
They've been saying black folks don't like to take the shot. There are a lot of black people who will take that shot because they want to live, So I wish they quit saying that.
Right now, you won't find a shot in a stadium parking lot in Kansas City, though that is coming. Until then, people are doing what they can to help each other, one shot at a time.
We're trying to reach the inner city community. Too many people were slipping off to the other country. They was passing away, and we thought if we could do it, we would be able to help somebody.